Alright, today we're looking at page 228, 6-6, solving one-step inequalities. So in this one we'll be just adding or subtracting to solve it. And why do you want to learn this? Well, you can solve inequalities when you need to find an unknown amount. For example, you can determine how close you are to meeting a goal in sports or in business. To solve an inequality, you use the inverse operations to get the variable alone. So this is just like when we solved equations. The only difference is the equation had an equal sign, and the inequality is going to have that less than, greater than, less than or equal to, those signs. But we're going to solve it the same way. Alright, so let's look at the first example here. Number 1, it says s minus 7 is less than 3. So this less than sign works the same way as our equal sign. It becomes like our balance. What we do to the left side of this, we do to the right side. And we want to get this variable s alone. So because it's subtracting 7, we want to go ahead and add the 7 so that it cancels that out. But we have to do that to the right side also. So the left side becomes just s because we've added 7 to cancel that net minus 7. We add 7 to the right side. 3 plus 7 is 10. So we know that s is going to be less than 10. Very simple. Number 2 shows an addition. So here we have n plus 12 is going to be greater than or equal to 18. We want to get n by itself, so we have to cancel out this plus 12. So we're going to subtract 12 from the left side, so that cancels that out. And you want to do the same thing to the right side. So the answer to this will be n is going to be greater than or equal to 6. Alright, look at this quick check, and you guys pause this and try and solve 1 and 2, and then push play when you're ready. So for number 1, we have u minus 6 is going to be less than or equal to 3. We want to get this u by itself, and since we have this minus 6, we want to do our opposite or inverse operation. So we're going to add 6, so that just cancels that out, and we're left with u is less than or equal to something, and we want to add 6 then to the right side, because what we do to the left we have to do to the right. So my answer is going to be u is going to be less than or equal to 9. Now, let's look at number 2. Oops, hold on just a second. Alright, number 2 is z plus 15 is greater than 24. Again, we want z by itself, and we have this plus 15, so we're going to do the opposite operation and subtract 15 from both sides here. So now we have z on the left side is greater than, work this out, so this would be 9. You can also use solve inequalities in real-world situations, so they'll give you another example on the next page. Okay, the top of page 229 has this running application. So a marathon runner plans to run at least 55 miles this week. So it's going to be 55 miles or more, because it says at least 55 miles this week. He has already run 42 miles, and they want you to write and solve an inequality to find out how many more miles he plans to run this week. So they have miles run already plus miles left to run. It's going to be at least 55 miles. So we know m is the number of miles left, our variable. So we would do 42, which is what he's run, plus m, our variable. We're not sure exactly how many, but we know it's going to be more than or equal to, because it says at least 55. So your inequality becomes 42 plus m is going to be greater than or equal to 55. And then, that's the writing the inequality, then you solve it. So we want to get rid of this 42, which is a positive 42. So they go ahead and subtract it off here, and that cancels that 42 out, but you have to also do it to the right side. They take 42 from 55, and we know that the runner has to run, or will run, at least 13 more miles. 13 or more miles this week. Alright, try this quick check, number 3. Pause it, and then see if you get this right. They want you to write and solve an inequality. Write it, and then solve it. So it says a restaurant can serve a maximum, no more than, that means 115 people. And there are now 97 people dining in the restaurant. They want you to write and solve an inequality to find out how many more people can be served. So we know that we have P number of people still to serve, or still able to serve, plus the 97 that we are serving is going to be less than or equal to, because it can't be more than 115, but it can be 15. That's the max. So in order to solve this, so this is your inequality, in order to solve this you want to take this 97 off the left side to cancel that out, and you need to take the 97 off the right side. And if you work that out, you would get P then is going to be less than or equal to 18 people. So you can serve 18 or less people. Alright, I'd like you to just go ahead and do this check for your understanding on page 229, 1 through 5. Solve the inequality and answer this reasoning and mental math here, and bring it to class tomorrow with a question. See you then.